Yes, I will bring them up in South Africa because I was born here, I was raised here, and I know South Africa. I do not know any other country.
When you grow up, where would you like to raise your children and why?
When I grow up, I want to bring up my children here in South Africa, in the south of Pretoria, because I love my country, even though it faces many problems and there are many bad things happening around here. But I know that one day there will be a solution.
When I grow up, I would like to bring my children up in South Africa because I love this country because it's a rainbow nation.
I will raise my kids up in South Africa because this is the country that I was born in.
When I grow up, I would not bring up my children in South Africa, but I might change my mind because of the government has its terrible ways of doing things. If they do change their ways, I will bring them up here, but if not, I'll bring them up in Los Angeles, USA.
When I grow up, I would not want to bring up my children in South Africa because foreigners, as my parents, have to go to Home Affairs, and I do not. And most children have to be detained because of papers that they don't have, and I do not want my children to face the same trouble that I, as a young child, faced with my parents. I would make them grow up maybe in Angola, where my parents were born.
I will bring up my children here in South Africa and in Johannesburg because it's the city where I'm growing up, and in South Africa I want them to learn their culture and their roots, and I want them to know everything that I grew up doing.
Okay, when I grow up, I would like to raise them in South Africa because comparing to South Africa and all the other countries, there are less earthquakes and tornadoes there are less. Because mostly you find in China there are more earthquakes there, which I don't like that at all. So I like to raise them here because I feel it's a better place.
Yes, I would like raising in South Africa because I grew up here. It's where I live, and it doesn't have to be a bad community, but it can be a good community that I will raise up in.
When I grow up, I will raise my children up in Australia. I would love to raise my children in South Africa, but South Africa is corrupt, and I don't want my child to grow up in a place like this with all the crime where they can't feel safe. And I think Australia is a great country for my child to take it raised up.
I'll bring him up in South Africa because I was born here and I'm growing up like well, and it's in Cape Town. It's nice.
I would like to have children. I'll bring them up in Mozambique because they'll be more next to my family.
When I grow up, I'd like to bring my children to South Africa because I want them to learn the ways that I learned in this country, because I think it would be a good idea for them to learn the ways of South Africa.
Because if from their knowledge, they can use their knowledge to become a good person in South Africa, and we can make this country a better one.
When I grow up and I have children, I would like to take them to Botswana for education rights, due to the fact I have learned in Botswana for a couple of years, and I believe that the education system is very good. There is less corruption in the schools and less crime, drugs, etc.
When I grow up, I would like to bring up my children in London, UK, because I want them to get them a better education than I had and increase their chances of getting a good job one day.
When I grow up, I would like to raise my children in Belgium because I wouldn't like them to miss out on their grandparents like I did at my age. I'm still missing out on my grandparents.
I grew up here, and if I leave this country, the money that I make would go to the other country, and I wouldn't be helping my own country.
When I grow up, I won't let my children learn here in South Africa because the education level in South Africa has dropped a lot.
I really don't know where I would like to bring up my children, because you may find in some, like if I can say South Africa, maybe there in Congo the nature has improved, so it's kind of very difficult question, where would I really want to bring, because I can also say Congo, but why South Africa has more good development than Congo. the education levels are very low, employment opportunities are very scarce, and the crime levels here are very high. Most places here in South Africa are almost safe. Simply like Cape Town, for instance, they're in the Cape Flats. There have been children shot, families in danger. That's why I wouldn't raise up my child here in South Africa.
Yes, because I was born here, and if they get a good education, then they can help our economy grow.
I would most likely raise up my children in Europe or in England, because South Africa is overpopulated. More crimes are being committed every day, and it's corrupt.
When I grow up, I would raise my children in South Africa because South Africa is a very diverse country and there are no fights or war. There's no war in South Africa. Usually in other countries there are a lot of war, and I like the democracy in South Africa.
Children might not have the same life experience and understanding as adults, but their perspective on current affairs can be of great value to your news. Please consider the voices of children in your news.